We're going to continue with basketball. To say that basketball has been Randy Albrecht's life is an understatement. He was an all-state guard at Sparta, Illinois High School, was recruited by St. Louis University. He spent 15 years at SLU as a player, assistant coach, and 3 years as the Billikens head coach. That's when I knew Randy. I was broadcasting some of the Billikens games on KSD radio, but Randy made his mark and reputation a long way from the bright lights of Division I basketball. For 36 years, he labored as a head coach at Merrimack Community College. He could have moved on to four-year institutions, but Merrimack is where Randy wanted to be and where he was meant to be. It wasn't a job for a coach with a big ego, I got to tell you that. There's not a lot of bright lights, primetime job from local recruiting base, which offered no housing or meal scholarships. His rosters were a classic example of diversity from year to year. Differences in race, age, skill level, economics, and academics. He presented a challenging coaching environment. He recruited hundreds of players that no one else seemed to want and taught them how to play the game of basketball. So what did he accomplish in those 36 years in Merrimack? His teams won 736 games. 736 games, averaging 20 wins a season. They went to 9 national junior college tournaments. Randy's successful run was capped by 28 consecutive winning seasons. Many of the Merrimack players received scholarships into NCAA Division I institutions or Division II schools. 8 players completed professionally. Hundreds went on to graduate from four-year institutions, including some with master's, PhDs, and law degrees. Randy was inducted into the Missouri Basketball Coaches Hall of Fame, the National Junior College Athletic Association Hall of Fame, St. Louis Community College and Merrimack Hall of Fame, and of course, the Sparta, Illinois High School Hall of Fame. And tonight, we're honored to induct this amazing and remarkable coach and leader of young men, Randy Albrecht, into the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame. I haven't seen you in a while. We used to travel together in the old Billiken days, which we won't talk much about because they weren't very good, were they?
Well, I have some players here that we played at St. Louis U and coached some of them, and they said, we didn't contribute too many victories to that 736. But, you know, that was a different time.
But to spend that much time in junior college coaching those kids, I can't imagine what it was like and how satisfying it must be when you see what turned out, what happened.
Well, there's a table full of guys out there right now that, you know, we're really proud of. More than the victories, it's the, you know, when you have kids, the community college is the real world. I mean, when we start out recruiting somebody, our question was, do you have a car? Because you have to get to school. We have no housing, no meals. You have to come to school. There's no study halls. We had you know, a situation where you have to be a self-starter. And it's the real world. There's no assistant coaches waking you up in the dorm, nobody taking you to study halls. This is the real world. So, you know, really proud of a lot of the kids. We were very fortunate. A lot of character kids came through our program. And I think basketball might have been the carrot for some of them, but they certainly understood then the educational opportunities and the scholarships, and you know, you have to move on from the community college. When you go to community college, you're going to be there 2 years. You need to produce because you need to move on.
A lot of bus rides?
Well, there were van rides and bus rides, and occasionally, due to a good athletic director, we got to fly a couple times.
No, you actually flew? You know, it must be rewarding, though, when you look back at those days. What was the biggest challenge, though, when you're dealing with a junior college like that that has really no benefits other than the benefit of, A, going to school, and B, playing basketball?
Well, you know, the opportunity is that a lot of the kids that we recruited, this was really their best offer. Is to, you know, some of them could have gone maybe to some lower level four-year schools, but when you're young, it's nice to gamble and take a chance that maybe you can develop into a higher level player. And a lot of our kids did that. We had of course, there's another table full of guys out there of administrators, trainers, SIDs, and assistant coaches who really made my job, you know, helped make it a lot easier.
Well, you didn't go 736-0, so it had to be a lot of losses. How'd your belly take all that?
Excuse me?
How'd your belly take it?
Oh, well, there's a little less pressure in community college basketball. It's a lot of times you don't have much scouting report. You go on the road someplace and you can't get any information about the team, so your scouting report is watching them warm up. In the pregame warm-up, trying to decide who their good players are and how you're going to guard them and how you're going to match up. Because when you take a team from St. Louis and go to Florida and play, you can't get any information.
But you won a lot of games.
Well, I think the thing we're probably most proud of is that we had 28 years of winning seasons, consecutive winning seasons, and that came about because when I started in community college, there was only one division, and so it would be like, the Division 3, 2, and 1 and Division 1 all playing in the same league, and so we were playing against teams that had all full scholarships. Full-time assistant coaches, season tickets, recruiting budgets, all the things we didn't have. And then they did in 1985 went to a Division II, which offered tuition and books, and that really made the playing field level.
I remember when you were coaching at St. Louis University, Denny Crum, the legendary coach at Louisville, said to me, "This guy is a great game coach," Randy Albrecht. Randy, congratulations on your induction to the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Brian. I'm very honored to be here. Congratulations to all the other people I met here tonight, the inductees. I'm really honored to be part of this.